Can you feel it?
That is the most insane trick that has ever been done.
The sound. The sounds of the past.
The crowd is going crazy here. He's got, oh! Unbelievable.
Defying what you thought was impossible. Proving what is possible.
900. She gets the 900.
A first-time trick.
Wow. In 1080, 10 feet out of the half pipe.
Palmer by a mile.
A legendary performance.
Palmer with the salute for first.
A perfect run.
100. The first time ever.
Pushing us into the future.
That was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life.
History is calling.
Goodness. That was silly.
25 years of progression. Never to be silenced. The time is now.
Are you kidding me? I did not see that coming at all.
If there's a chair near me, I'm gonna break it. She gets it. Incredible. Oh, he mad.
Oh, go on, King.
This is the X Games.
The bluest of skies sets the stage for this beautiful Saturday afternoon as we welcome you now to day 2 here at X Games Aspen. We've got our superstars, pristine conditions, and fans on site. Let's kick it off with the men's snowboard slopestyle on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Well, it's happening, everybody. Brandon Graham alongside my slopestyle co-pilot Craig McMorris. It's game day. Craiger, we've got pristine conditions. We've got the best snowboarders on the planet, on the best course on the planet. Let's have a day, huh?
Let's have an absolute day. I want to highlight a couple superstars, starting with the young man from Mammoth Lakes, California, Dusty Henriksen, our champion from 2021, tore apart this slopestyle course. He was a rookie, and he absolutely made this thing his own. Misfits patch to boots. Loved his outfit, but he's going up against a young man from Regina, Saskatchewan, Little Bro, Mark McMorris, who was not here last year. He is here this year. We have a battle of the Titans, Brando. I pray for these conditions. I pray for this slopestyle event, and I think my prayers are answered.
Mark McMorris trying to earn a 6th slopestyle gold medal. But look at this lineup, Craiger.
Pick a name, and you have a shot at gold medal winning run right there. Anyone in this field could take this thing out. I love the way the course is set up. We are set up for a stunner.
I mean, look at the guy that's going to be dropping in first on this Jeep Slopestyle course, Max Perot. He's the first to drop in. He's won this event twice before.
There are so many previous champions in this field. It is mind-melting. A lot to like in this course too, Brando. I want to talk about it. The rails, so many options. The jumps are a little bit more spread out than we've seen in previous years, so I think we're going to see the most progressive tricks ever done in a slopestyle event.
Max Perot, 27 years old. This is his 14th X Games appearance. He has 13 X Games medals. He's the most decorated in snowboard big air, but he's also found success, as I said before, on the slopestyle stage as well.
Extremely unfortunate to not have Max in the field last year due to COVID. Positive test kept him out of the event. And that was a backside 450. 270 out on the third and final rail.
There's the backside.
Backside 1260 setting up for the second of 3 jumps.
With the
Cap 16. Yep! About a hand drag. I still love this though. They're spread apart a little bit so you can have a bobble on jump 2 and still make jump 3 with the front side 1620. Base did not stay down. That will be a throwaway for Max Perot.
Yeah, Max Perot generally separates himself in the jump section, so he'll certainly have to clean things up on his next run, but here he is at the top.
Came off a little bit early on the second of 3 rails, but then did that backside 450, 270 out. So I think Max is looking for a back 12, cab 16, front 16 in the jump section here. The cab 16, good slow-mo look at it, but he puts his hand down, was still able to save it and keep going, but fell on the final jump.
So since he is the first competitor, he'll automatically go to the top of the start list here.
So Max Perot's first run in the books. We turn our attention now to Darcy Sharp, who won this event a couple of winters ago. There you see X Games Aspen 2020. He's very good on the jumps, but what really makes Darce stand out, just a rail shredder.
Absolutely. He's going to take a very unique line, do very tough tricks, like that one right there. He's going to use this rail section to really pump up his overall impression. Its best run counts here today, jam format. So we're going to see how many runs we get in, but it's your best run that counts. Darcy Sharp going down on run 1, but I want to take this time just to say Darcy has worked so hard. Came back from a knee surgery, was trying to punch his ticket to Beijing as well on the Canadian team, very hotly contested, and only made it with one event, really. Amazing. Because this spring, that was all he had. So the fact that he made that was really, really impressive. He's riding with so much momentum. Can't say enough about Darcy Sharp.
Well, Verizon and ESPN are collaborating through their ESPN Edge partnership to define the future of sports broadcasting. Please download the X Games app now to experience multi-view, 180-degree and 360-degree cameras that could one day be used at every major ESPN event. I downloaded it yesterday. We were having some fun with it.
Absolutely. You can choose where you want to look, what you want to see. Really interesting.
Yeah. So here's Ståle Sandbæk, mainstay in this contest. It's hard to believe, though, Craig, in all of his X Games appearance, and this being his 17th, he's got 7 medals. He's got 2 silvers and 2 bronzes. He's never won on the Jeep Slopestyle course.
He's coming off a lot of momentum in lax. Last weekend, got a silver medal in that slopestyle event. So he's riding strong. Coming to this first of 3 jumps, left foot forward, unnatural way of riding, switch takeoff. Fakie to forward, cap 12. Frontside 1440 flat, count it. Setting up backside, probably one of his quickest rotations. Back 16, 20, 4.5 full times round. Ståle Sandbæk with our first full pull of the slopestyle final, Brando.
Ståle's having a couple of months too. His video came out last month, Rumble.
Him and Torgeir Bergerum.
Gimbal God, filming that one.
There's that back 16. Keeps the hands off the snow. Doesn't want frostbite.
And as you said, that best run really counts. We're not scoring every run, so it might be a little bit confusing, but you will see a bunch of leapfrogging in live scoring with the standings and how things like that move.
Ooh, wow. Not only hard way backside 270.
Marcus Cleveland, a 2-time slopestyle gold medalist, and perhaps the most talented man when you think about just technicality and natural talent on a snowboard.
Quick feet. We saw him in the knuckle huck get a gold, and I love that off the toes, double frontside rodeo, double cork, if you will, little tuck knee. Holy smokes, Cleveland's on one. Third and final jump, switch stance. Is he going cab 16? No, he goes cab 18. Oh, what? My. Sliding into first base like Pete Rose unintentionally.
What a great run until that last little
You can see him put his hands to his head because that was all but bagged and tagged.
He was on one. So Marcus unable to close, but take another look.
Backside 16 sets him up for this cab 1800. 5 360s, 1, 2, 3. I'm not even gonna try and count them, we're going slow-mo. 1800. Fakie to fakie. But here is where it goes wrong. He kind of lands it almost like perfectly, and it bounces and puts him on his toe edge, catching the toe edge, sliding forward.
Oh, buddy, I forgot to mention.
What's that?
He might make some history here this weekend.
Triple watch.
We are on triple watch. He won gold last night in knuckle huck, a gold here, and then a gold in big air. No one's ever done that in snowboarding. So here's Sven Torgren, making his 12th X Games appearance.
Backside 360, front one on that first rail. Then he went cab 3 onto the second rail. So very, very technical tricks up top. Cab 1260.
All the way through that one, holding the grab.
Frontside triple, I'm guessing. Oh my goodness. So that is what we hate about that trick. Such a blind landing.
So Sven Torgren going down hard there. X Games Medical, of course, right there on the scene. We hope he's okay. We'll take a look to make sure he can get up. Certainly don't want to speculate, but obviously going down hard there.
What sucks about this is everybody at the top is always watching.
Yeah. So we're going to take a short break. When we return, more from X Games Aspen.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Great to see the fans back in the mix here at X Games Aspen, and great to see Sven Torgren back on his feet after taking a pretty big fall there on his first run there, Craig.
Love to see him coming down under his own steam.
I want to remind you fans at home that Verizon and ESPN are collaborating through their ESPN Edge partnership to define the future of sports broadcasting. Download the X Games app now to experience multi-view 180 360-degree cameras that could one day be used at every major ESPN event. We're a few runs in here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. For more on the conditions out there, though, let's head down to a member of our team, Victoria Arlen. What's happening, Vic?
Thanks, Brando. You know, we're enjoying the day, not a cloud in the sky, but I was speaking to Dusty Henriksen earlier today, right before the start of the race, and he was saying that this is by far the best day everyone's had out there on the course, but with the sun, that does pose a risk for some icier conditions or the snow getting a little softer, but with the fresh powder and it all being super groomed, guys are having a lot of fun out here.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yesterday, if you joined any of our coverage, then you know it really snowed all day long.
Fit check, 100,000%.
Just put that foot on the gas.
He's wearing denim. And as you mentioned, it was snowing today, a little bit more moisture. The denim probably wouldn't hold up here today, however. I love it.
Craig, we all put our Jankos on one leg at a time, but when Rene puts his jeans on, he gets on X Games podiums.
I love that Miller flip to start things off. A little unconventional, but uses the rainbow rail, which we haven't seen anybody use yet today.
Rene Renacongas, perhaps the award winner for having the most fun on a snowboard.
I had a lot of fun with that switchback to pole. I'll explain that a little bit later, but let's take a look at this. Sheesh. Followed by Gimbal God very closely.
Start things off into the backside.
Okay, what has he got on the final jump? Coming in switch. We saw Marcus Cleveland go cab 18. Does Rene go cab 16? Full pull. Couple 16s.
So huge,
1440.
You think about, you know, there had been a few falls on the previous run. Sven obviously going down hard. Rene to be the very next rider to drop. What a run.
What a run indeed. Here's a shot on that Verizon 360 cam. Miller flip on the rainbow rail. Holds it at just 360. Very, very solid. Here's the backside 16. Grabs Mellon on it. So look at that final jump. Cab 16. Triple dips it a little bit there. Comes around.
Has 3 podium finishes in his X Games career. Highest finish, a silver medal in this event. But jumps up into first place.
Could race NASCAR in that outfit.
Reggie Red Gerard, 21 years old, making his 7th X Games appearance. So good, Craig.
So good because of that unorthodox takeoff. Takes off on the rainbow rail, gap lip to fakie all the way across. That's a lot of real estate you got to cover. And that switchback to pullback, are you kidding me? We just saw Renee do it. I think Red did it even better. So difficult. It's going back 16. Ooh. Backside 1440, but the way he came around in that last course, last court, pardon me, I think he was looking for a 16, held it at 14, but that's the beauty of it. Best run counts, okay?
The judges love it when those
So let's turn our attention now to Mons Royslin. I feel like we say this every year, but it seems like every X Games, Mons comes in a little under the radar and then almost always jumps on a podium. He's that good.
It makes you just start screaming, whose Mons is this? Because, you know, he always gets it.
So here's Mons Royslin trying to add to his collection of 5 X Games medals.
Switch hard way back two out on that first gap to down bar. 50-50 back 2. Little transfer here. All right, coming in this first jump, left foot forward. We know he's got a really good switch backside rotation. Can he get to it? Yep. This is what I was talking about. He's got a switch back 16. Get going. Grabbing switch tail on it too, which is a little unorthodox. You don't see the switch tail grab on a switch backside rotation that often. So Mons will obviously throw that one away. But Rene Renekongas, man, I'm still thinking about that run. That was something special.
Left this Jeep slopestyle course ablaze, and he's in the lead. We now move on to Mark McMorris. Simply put, he is the king of this event. He is tied with Jamie Anderson for the most medals in Winter X history.
50-50 back 2 transfer, 270 out, then the big up and over switch over 2. Switch backside 270 right here. Doesn't pull it back, keeps the rotation going, setting him up. Switch stands for this first to 3-pack. Switchback 16, no switchback 12 to start things off. 3.5 full rotations, but front triple, tell you that for free. A little bit of hand drag on the landing, but still enough momentum for this third and final jump. I'm thinking back 16 Indy, and I'm thinking correct.
You know him. You know him well.
It's almost like I've known him his whole life.
And little brother comes out swinging on run number 1. Some things to clean up, but overall, gotta love the game plan.
There's room for growth, but you gotta love this back 16. I like how he's grabbing Indy on it as well. A lot of people grabbing that Weedle grab. Mark grabbing Indy, I think it's a little bit more difficult, and I like the rotation it puts him in. Very solid run 1 from younger Mr. McMorris.
Closing in on the 24-minute mark here in men's snowboard slopestyle.
Got to shout out Marco Grillo. You see that sticker there, pioneer in snowboarding, who we lost recently this year.
Yeah. So Mark McMorris jumping all the way up into 2nd place. And our defending gold medalist wasting no time, Dusty Henriksen dropping in.
Major bobble on that first rail, but his younger brother, nicknamed Sleeper, but Dusty Henriksen just straight up sleeping on those 270s. Pulling it back. Wow, okay. Cab double 12, switch tail grab. Go back triple, yes! And no. I thought he had enough rotation, I thought he had enough whip, but like we saw with Sven Thorgren, that second jump on a triple cord, you really got to get going. So we've seen a couple falls there.
Dusty Henriksen, not only our defending gold medalist, but also our youngest competitor at the field, just 18 years old, the only teenager here in slope. So just like that, we bounce back up to the top. There you see Max Perot, Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer survivor. We all remember what he went through just a couple of years ago, and then won gold right outside of remission at that X Games Norway. One of the most extraordinary moments that we could be a part of.
If you have some time, research Max's story, because so much resilience, so much tenacity to beat something so big and then come back and be so successful.
So Max currently sitting in 5th place.
Cab 2 lip, 2 out on that first rail. There's that back 450, 270 out, a little bit early. Here's that backside 1260. This sets him up for his 216s on the final jumps. Here's the cab one. Takes off switch, lands regular, and then another hand drag. So struggling with that cab 16, as I think anybody would, but not with the front 16. 4.5 full times round. Boy, you crazy. So I like it. I don't know if that's in the conversation of Rene McMorris. Now, if you're looking at the scoreboard, you're saying, I'm not seeing any numbers. It's the judges place it. So the judges watch that entire run and they say to themselves, is that better than Mark's run? Is that better than Rene's run?
Right.
If it's not, he stays where they think he should be in the field. If it is, they put him above it. Pretty simple.
Well, 2 years ago, Darcy Sharp stood atop the slopestyle podium here in Aspen. So who better to take us down the course? Let's check this out.
First run through the X Games course looked epic. Looks like it's shaping up to be a really good course. You drop in at the top, 15 pieces of metal, tons of combinations. It's gonna be super fun. Once you're done with that, you head into the first jump. That jump's about 55 feet and there's opportunity to go bigger. Second jump, 60 foot, third jump, 65 feet, no exception. Everybody's gonna be going huge. That's sick. I won't be surprised. We see an 1800. We see a couple comboed 1620s. So it's gonna be a super high level. I went in here 2 years ago, it was pretty surreal. I couldn't even believe it. I still trip out on that fact because as a kid I drooled over just watching this event. To then start getting invites and be able to get a couple medals is really just a dream come true, and hopefully can keep it rolling.
Wow, all shot on an iPhone, man. And that kit, tell me that doesn't shine through in that preview.
He's got that kit designed by Gucci Ghost, Trouble Andrew, former pro snowboarder, artist, musician. Little collab there.
So here's Darcy Sharp, run number 2. Sitting on the bottom of the ladder, but he'll make his move.
Cab 2, 450 out on that third and final rail. Here's the switchback 12. Yep. He's gonna go front side triple, front side grab, get going. Yep. So that second jump took a lot of riders out. Darcy still base down. I didn't want to say anything because when he was in the air, he was rotating a little bit slower than I thought was possible for getting a triple around, but good on him, good air awareness to get the base down and make that not as a violent crash as I thought it was going to be.
Less than 20 minutes here on the, closing in on the 20-minute mark here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Ståle Sandbeck. So even with that fault, Darcy does move up from 10th to 5th. So a lot to like about that if he can clean up that final jump. But here's Ståle sitting in that bronze medal spot.
Ståle's got that really cool front side 1440. He keeps it flat. We've seen a lot of triple cork front 1440s, extremely difficult, but Ståle keeping the 1440 flat or not going off axis. Couple bobbles. You can kind of see the body language there when he comes off that second rail early. Back 2, 2 out. So if he keeps it the same, this will be a cab 12. No, he knows. He knows.
You think you know a guy.
You think you know a guy. Well, he knows the bobbles on the rails negate anything he could possibly do.
Makes it way too high risk.
Yeah.
So this is one for the fans. Ståle will try to clean things up out at the top so he can put down a proper run. But fortunately for him, he had that solid first attempt that at least has him in podium position at the moment.
Good position to be.
So we move on to Marcus Cleveland.
Who I think if he would have put down that cab 18 at the end there, would be sitting in first place. Ooh, front 50, front over 2, pulls it back. When I say pulls it back, the rotation he spins would lend you to believe he keeps spinning that way, but when you pull it back, you stop the rotation and go the other way. I love the tuck knee double frontside rodeo off the toes.
Very cool rotation.
Back 16 sets up for this cab 18 he fell on in run 1. Oh! He needed more lift. He needed more, generate more pop up. But I think with the bobble on the landing of the 16,
yeah, you saw that.
He didn't really have enough juice for the 18.
No matter what you set out to do, people will say you shouldn't, couldn't, can't, aren't allowed to, and probably won't. Which is what makes it feel so good. When you go back and tell them that you did. Jeep, there's only one.
So Sven Torgren is going to skip on this next attempt, obviously, after that big fall in his first run. So we move on to our favorite pro snowboarder slash bass player, Rene Rinacongas, who happens to also be our current leader.
What can he do? And a fashion icon, for that matter.
A lot of pockets.
Here's this Miller flip. Boom.
Beauty.
Now this third rail is what I want you to watch. Back 2 in, 2 out. Watch this switch backside 270. Watch the way he holds his shoulders. Holds the shoulders, pull it back. So difficult, but you can see he came off a little bit early. Takes a look at his good friend, Stefan Gimbel. Gimbel God. Ooh, backside rodeo 7. So he obviously knows, like we saw from Ståle Sandbeck, with a bobble like that, you're not going to be in the conversation. So why risk anything? It's the beauty of the jam. We get a lot of more snowboarding than just like a 2-run or 3-run final. Could be 4 or 5 possible runs in here. So save the energy, get back up top, just hit the reset button.
As we say, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So that'll do it for Rene. Hey, check this shot outside of the Jeep on the course. Did you know we had a camera in there?
I didn't. It's also on the backup cam, as you can see from the Jeep. Cool.
That's pretty rad. So Rene will hold on to his first run and stay up in first place. So here's Red Gerard. There was a lot to like about Red's first attempt, particularly on the top rails section.
Very similar to Marcus Cleveland with that quick feet and a beast of a gap. And I mean, that's what happens. It's the nuances here. He takes off from a takeoff so far away from the rail, and the impact you get when you slam into that rail is very, very great. So like we saw Rene, like we saw Ståle, Red knows a fall isn't going to cut it here in this final. He's just going to 360, maybe method his way down. Let's take a look. See where he's on that Miller flip that we saw Rene, that takeoff? You know how far he has to travel. Put the steel right in between the bindings. Boom.
You need a passport
to
go that distance.
He's also on a Burton Custom X, one of the stiffest snowboards that is made, and you could see the flex in it there. That just shows how much impact there is on that gap.
So here's Mons Roysland.
One of the greatest profile picks we've ever seen at X Games.
You know, everyone changes him out each year, but I think he's insistent on that Thug Life beanie, keeping it going.
Travels with it.
So under 15 minutes to ride with here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Mons Roysland sitting in 8th place.
I like his first 2 rails. That switch hard way back 2 out. Backside 1260, sets him up for the switchback 16. Fell on the last run, makes no mistake here. Oh, and you can see the takeoff. So, folks at home, this is extremely interesting. If you ride slopestyle or hit jumps, you realize how hard it is to carry tons of speed, to generate pop, and then initiate rotation as well. Mons Roysland does it great here on the switch backside rotation, but on the next jump, that frontside rotation, he doesn't get the takeoff he's looking for. Have a look. Spins too early, loses the heel side edge, and he knows I'm not going to get a 14 or 16 around. I have to just try and land the plane, and that's what he does there.
So tough one for Mons, but there you see Mark McMorris, who's won 20 X Games medals. He's up next, but first, let's get a closer look in today's Wendy's Athlete Profile.
I think the energy surrounding X Games is definitely bigger than other events just because the history behind this event. This is where everything happens for the first time, and it's sort of like action sports Super Bowl.
And this is that moment that makes the X Games the X Games. Mark McMorris.
Definitely a lot of highlights over the last decade. 2019, I was able to win the event in slopestyle on my last run and fully like pulled an audible and switched the whole run up.
Oh my good word!
That'd be really cool to have the most slopestyle gold medals for sure. But at the end of the day, I just want to ride to the best of my ability. And I think if I do that, I have a really good shot at getting that tiebreaker all cleared up.
That 2019 year was extraordinary, one of the best moments in the history of this contest, but take a look at that graphic. Tied with Jamie Anderson right now for all-time medals.
And that could be musical chairs. Jamie Anderson still has yet to compete in women's big air, and Mark still has yet to compete in men's big air, as well as the culmination of this contest.
And you heard Mark say it in that profile. He's also currently tied with Sean White for all-time gold medals in this event.
On the male side of men's slopestyle snowboarding.
So Mark's sitting in that silver medal spot.
Switchback 2. So he did switchback 12. We know he's got a switchback 16. He goes for it. Yes! That is a very small jump to do a very large trick on. Frontside triple 1440.
Oh, come on.
Now he needs this back 16 Indy. Hold your breath. Regina, Saskatchewan, how about that? Come on out and play, because I think we got a new leader in this men's slopestyle event.
He got the launch codes, putting it down on that final jump, and certainly has to be the best we've seen today.
So look at that switch lip, up the pole jam, onto the down rail. I love this. He did a switch backside 1260, 3.5 full rotations in run 1. Here, he ups the difficulty by making it a switch back 1620. So he goes triple 16, front triple 14, back triple 16 with the Indy grab, and the cleanest landing I think we've seen on this final jump thus far today. Look at that.
Just flying.
Art. And Rene Renacongas, he's always fired up for fellow competitors.
That is a familiar scene. Rene Renacongas watching Mark McMorris take the lead away from him as we have a new leader, Mark McMorris, taking over the top spot. So Dusty Henriksen just saw all that go down, says, okay. Dusty needs a big one right now. Struggled right out of the gate.
And that's where he struggled in run 1 there, that very first rail. Ooh. The cap 2 pull, giving a little bit of trouble there. And that front 2 pull, oh, just sleeping on him. Let's get a pulse check. Cap 12 double switch tail. He went down on the triple here, but makes no mistake. So cap 12 back 1440 needs something real substantial. Okay, Dusty Henriksen throws his hat in the ring with that frontside triple. I didn't think he had enough whip to get it around, but that's why he's Dusty. Wow. Let's take a look here. This is where he went down in run 1. The backside triple 1440. Grabs Weedle there, that front hand on the toe edge. Puts it down. And that sets him up for the front side 1440 triple. 3 off-kilter dips, 4 full times round.
You said he needed something of the jumbo variety.
Yeah. And that's what he gets here. Now, let's break this down for you folks at home. Dusty has a cab 12, a back 14, and a front 14. You compare that to Rene and Mark. They both have 16s in their runs. I don't think it touches them, and as you can see, the judges agree with me, as they should. They're the best. Dusty Henriksen sitting in 4th place.
Wow. So Mark McMorris, our current leader here in men's snowboard slopestyle. Who's gonna win this thing? Don't go anywhere. Find out after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Hi, I'm Jack Matrani, and when I'm not hosting X Games, I'm here working my second job as the manager of my favorite establishment, the Inn at Aspen.
Dude, you're not supposed to be here.
Funny, Claudia. The Inn at Aspen was actually established by my family in 1712, and I'm very excited to bring you along for a nice little view. Come on. For over 2 proud decades, myself and my entire staff have generously been playing host to the athletes and great folks here at the X Games.
I don't know, he just showed up one day and he thinks he works here.
They've enjoyed our fabulous amenities, such as beautiful, spacious rooms.
Security!
Wait, does he actually have access to a room?
And everybody loves our world-class fitness center. Here we go, bro! Dope! Spotter! Spotter, little help here! Bro, do you even spot, bro? And of course, our guests love a sweet soak in our hot tub and pool, surrounded by this breathtaking view. And a personal favorite, the home team barbecue, where many of these recipes are a Matrani family secret.
I think he's the guy from the X Games. Doesn't he do the cleaning for them?
We'll see you at the Inn at Aspen.
That dude definitely doesn't work here.
I think Jack needs to have a sit down with his staff. There seems to be a little bit of a disconnection in there.
Communication's key.
Well, we welcome you back to the Jeep Slopestyle course, where we're a few runs in here in the men's snowboard slopestyle final. Max Perot trying to put something down to get into podium position. He's currently in 5th place.
Terminator ready to go here in that 5th spot. Max Perot.
He's got that back 12, cab 16, front 16. He's been trying on the jumps, unable to put it down the way he has wanted to thus far. Been solid up top. Cab 2 over, 2 out, and that front over, front 2. It's 3 for 3 on the back 450, 270 out. So he needs to land this backside 12 very cleanly, which he does, to set up for this cab 16. He's landed every time, but he's had a major hand drag. Yet again. So that'll do it for Max Perot. Brent, I just want to take a second to thank our entire broadcast team. Okay, they have been working so tirelessly to bring you the X Games. Shout out producer CTS, everybody behind the scenes have been doing such a wonderful job. So I just want to thank them so much. And you too, partner.
I'm glad you said it. No, it takes a whole family out here, which is what we are, and this has been so much fun out here at X Games Aspen. So under 11 minutes to ride with Max Perot. Again, still trying to put down that full pool. We turn our attention now to Darcy Sharp, sitting in 6th place. And that spicy tomato kit.
The spicy tomato. I love it.
Again, Darcy is a former winner of this event. We know he absolutely lays the rails, excuse me. We know he's got the goods on the jumps. Can he put it together on this run through?
Ooh, all the way off. I also like how he doesn't 50-50 that up rail. He board slides up it, makes it a little bit more difficult. That switch front blunt, same way 270 out on the C rainbow rail. Ooh, but there, and you can see the body language. He's not happy with that. It's not what he wanted. So he's gonna yas this run away. But that, it brings up a good point here, Brando. Take a look at the clock. 9 minutes, 23 seconds left. He is the second rider of the field. The entirety of the field has to go, and then Max Perot would have to go again for
Correct.
Darcy Sharp to get another
Will
run.
we get a fourth run in? We'll have to see. Well, before we drop our next rider, let's head back down to Victoria for a vibe check from the course.
Hey guys, the sun is out, we got good music, good vibes, and I just have to say that pretty much during every single run, there's a combination of fist bumps, chest bumps, and hugs. It's a great day to have a great day.
A lot of high fives, a lot of smiles out there today. So here's Stale Sandbeck sitting in that bronze medal spot. Can he knock on Rene's door?
I think he can. I think oh, he is switching it up here. No, he's not. Cap 1260. I thought maybe he was going to go for a cap 14, something like that. Here's the cap 12 front 14 right here. And then the revert, throw it away, get rid of it, don't look at it.
So tough to have to punt right before that last jump.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree.
So Stale will stay in that bronze medal spot as we hit the 8-minute mark. Last night's winner of the Golden Knuckle, Marcus Cleveland, up next. He took us down the course a little bit earlier. Let's check it out. Love that sound.
I love that sound. What's your favorite TikTok trend right now? Do you have any?
I think Marcus is showing you what it is.
I do. I love just raw clips on TikTok like you're seeing right here. That's one of my favorite things.
Breaking news. Sound the alarm, Kreger. Hashtag X Games is officially trending on TikTok. So if you want your next TikTok to blow up, be sure to hashtag X Games. Craig and I were talking right before this big show. So here's Marcus Cleveland. It's crazy, Craig, that he's actually in 7th place because we know what the potential of this run looks like.
If he can put down what he wants to put down, especially that cab 1800 on the final jump, he will definitely be in that podium conversation here. Watch this off the toes. Tuck knee, that backhand around the outside back leg. Arches the back, so solid. Back 16, 20, yep. Here's the cab 18. He's struggled with all day. Gets the pop, gets too much pop. So the last run we saw from Marcus Cleveland didn't have the lift, didn't generate
not enough pop.
Not enough pop. Here, almost too much pop. Too much sauce.
It's so easy to get lost in the sauce.
It is so easy to get lost in the sauce, and you could see here he was a little bit lost because I don't think it's possible, but he could have over-rotated a cab 1800.
And look who's back. Boy, it makes me smile. It's IDing Rene Renacongas, but this is actually Sven Torgren back on after taking that big spill on run number 1.
Doesn't look to be affected. Backside 360 in, pretzels the body with the front one out of that first rail. That nollie back tail, same way out. So we saw Sven Torgren once today, and that was a very violent crash on the second jump, which is right now.
Into the front side.
He goes front triple again. Makes no mistake, that is what you do. You get bucked off the horse, you get back on. Triple backside rodeo without the 180. That was just a triple backflip melon. And then a revert back one. So
Nobody does them like Sven.
Tough as nails. And good on you for taking a hit like that on your first run and then coming back up to the top, doing the same trick that had your number in run 1. Good on you, Sven.
Man, big ups to Sven. He had that crash and had to skip his run and then comes back and takes his final run there.
So good to see Sven back in the mix.
Still about 6 minutes left.
So here's Rene Rinacongas.
Sven Dorgan, so right now, Mark McMorris is number 1.
Under 6 minutes to go.
Aspen's number 3.
Here in our final.
American Dusty Henderson out of
Keep your eye on the clock. If Max Perot goes before time is out, that means the entirety of the rest of the field will get another run here. But let's focus on the man in denim, the man with the plan. Rene Rinacongas. He's gone 3 for 3 on that Miller flip. One of my favorite tricks to do, honestly. Can he get the switchback 2 pull better than he has done? He doesn't pull it back, but it's a completed switchback inside 270, which sometimes is better. Switch double backside rodeo, switch tail grab, the air awareness to come out of it, put it down. Front 1440 grabs Mellon on that. Full switch up from what we've seen. Back 16, tries a backside 1800 and doesn't put it down. But that speaks to Rene's talent, Brando. He can fully switch his entire run and still be in the mix.
Well, Silverthorne native Red Gerard is up next, but first, let's get to know him a little better.
My name is Judd Hankes, and I'm from San Diego, California. Being a snowboarder from San Diego definitely isn't the most typical thing, but I love living there. My approach to snowboarding have definitely been influenced by surfing and skateboarding. When I'm cruising and doing carves, that I notice the parallels between snowboarding and surfing and skateboarding. On the rails a lot, there's definitely some skate influence. I do have a lot of fun just carving down the mountain, going fast and using my edges, jibbing around. It's really awesome. It's cool because everyone can experience it.
So that was obviously Judd Hankes, not Reggie. Judd, there you see, was unable to compete today due to an injury, unfortunately. But I just got so excited because Red was getting ready to drop in.
Absolutely.
So here is Red Gerard, 21 years old. Should be noted is Silverthorne, Colorado is where he resides, but was actually born Rocky River, Ohio. Just a Midwestern kid.
Good Midwestern boy. Here's that gap lip that gave him trouble last run. No mistakes here in his third run. Couple arm circles on that second rail, but watch this switchback 2. Bring it back. Yeah, you did. Probably one of the best at that switchback 2 pullback. Frontside 1440. That was a little piece of wizardry to get that around. I'm going to tell you that for free. Wow. Backside 1616 setting up for switchback 1616. Yes.
Yup.
Judd's hyped up. Luke Winkleman's hyped up. Marcus is hyped up there in the crowd.
Let's hear it for Red Gerard out here today.
Okay, so this is a conversation. Let's sit down and have a meeting about this because there's lots to like here.
Let's get in the Jeep. Let's talk about it.
Let's get in the Jeep. Get in the Jeep and talk about it. Red Gerard, front 14, back 16, switchback 16 is what you're looking at right here. Does that beat Mark McMorris's switchback 16, front 14, back 16? I don't know. I think Red had a couple bobbles there.
I saw them. What did the judges think? That certainly boosts him up, but is it enough? Wow. So those bobbles definitely impacting. Only up for 5th place. Something to keep an eye on here. So 4:31 on the clock. Here's Mons Royslin still trying to put down a full pool, Krager.
Slightly uncharacteristic for Mons, because I always feel like he kind of gets one out of the way, you know? Is that right now? We'll have to wait and see. Back 12. That sets him up for the switch backside rotation.
Switch backside.
But this switch back rotation has been giving him a little bit of trouble here. He used to do it really cork, really flippy, like a really true switchback triple 16. Now he's keeping a little bit of flatter, switched up the grab, so that might be giving him a little bit of trouble.
So here's Sparky, under 4 minutes to ride with. You know, you could put a little strategery out here, knowing that every rider could get one more run. He could just take his time here, couldn't he?
Run out the clock?
Yeah, just down it. But no, Mark McMorris dropping in. He is our current leader.
Switch lip same way. The only thing I think he could clean up from his previous run was the switchback triple 16. Had to fight to get it around.
Right.
Needs all the MPH here.
Double.
Much cleaner.
Wow.
See, he cleaned that up.
Coming in great for the front side spin
Clean that up. And I don't think you can do a back 16 cleaner than he did last run, but I want to be proven wrong.
This crowd here at Buttermilk was about to erupt.
The fuse was lit. So everything other than the last jump was, I think, about as good as you possibly could do it. Maybe the switch lip you could have argued, but I like this. Look at the clock. We have our last rider here, Brando.
Yes, so inevitably each of these riders should get one more run. And that makes us all winners, Greg.
The cab 2 pullback. Watch this front 2. Yep, that's about as good as you can do it. Should be in a textbook somewhere.
backside.
Switchback 10, so switching things up. Cab 12 double here. I don't think this is going to improve where Dusty is sitting, but that's a really crazy front flip.
So the Mammoth Lakes native, our defending gold medalist, will have to settle for the position he's in as he'll stay in 4th place. But as we said, it looks like we should get one more run, which is very exciting here on the Jeep Slopestyle course. Mark McMorris, our current leader. Will he take home another X Games gold medal? Find out more when we return here at X Games Aspen. The Jeep Slopestyle course on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here at X Games Aspen. We've got one more run to figure out who's going to ride away with gold here in men's snowboard slopestyle.
You look at the leaderboard, you see a bunch of names up there. That can all change immediately. Its best run counts. You could have landed nothing all day.
Yep.
And put something down here in the 4th and final run.
Facts.
That'll jump you from maybe a 6th place to a 1st place, like
Facts.
Max Perot possibly could do right here.
So Max Perot sitting in 6th place. He's got the rail section on lockdown, Craig, and then I say that.
That's okay, comes off a little bit early. Not a major issue, but an issue nonetheless.
But it's been the jump section, shockingly, really, when you think about his big air prowess, that has given Max trouble today.
Totally, and what everyone at home has to remember is, hey, why aren't these people putting it down in these 4 runs? These are the hardest tricks you could possibly do on a snowboard. A cab triple 1620, that is so difficult. Lands on the heels again. Frontside triple 16, front side triple 1800. That's a lot of degrees of rotation. That is 5 full 360s. So let's see here. This is the cab 16 triple. He has struggled with it because he lands on his heels a lot here. You can see him put his backhand down. Yep, saves it. That will be of note to the judges, but let's take a look at this final jump. Front side 1800.
Oh my, I'm protracting this. Yep.
And that is a very clean landing. Does he go into first place?
The fact that he was able to bring it around in time and still have the pop to put that down.
The only thing I can take away from it is our current leader, Mark McMorris, went, okay, yeah.
So that puts Max into third. Finish that thought, partner.
I was just going to say Mark McMorris's run, he had triple 16, triple 14, triple 16, where we saw Max Perot on that first jump, just a backside 1260. That is where I think the judges would separate Max and Mark.
Probably the determining factor. So here's Darcy Sharp, sitting in 8th place. 4th and final run. The clock has ended. Don't worry. Each of these riders is going to get a 4th and final run.
Board slide, switch up, switch front board, 270 out. That sets him up switch for that switch front board, front blunt, if you will. That's another conversation, 270 out. Switchback 12. That was a very gangster landing. Frontside triple, 1440, yep. Darcy Sharp, do it for the reply, guys. Triple 1440, Darcy Sharp. You could hear that scream probably all the way in Comox, BC, because he is fired up.
The double arm claim. It was a long time coming for Darcy out here today, but he saves his best for last.
Overcame so much adversity, knee reconstruction, had COVID earlier this year. So happy to be out here, and I'm so stoked to see him put down this 4th and final run. Backside triple 1440 to cap things off. Where does this put him? It'll be interesting to see where the judges put him. His run was a little bit cleaner than Max's. Max's was a little bit more difficult.
And it looks like Darcy has bumped out Max Perot into that bronze medal spot. Wow.
So Canada going 1, 3, 4. But it's not over. As we said at the top of this segment, everything can change.
So Ståle Sandbæk, who was in podium position for most of this contest, now finds himself in 5th place.
Oh, how the tables have turned. Switch board slide, switch up to front side board slide. Now we saw Ståle struggle with that flat 1440 on the second jump. Uses this cab 1260 to set himself up for that. No issues on run 4. Need something major here. I'm thinking back 16. Okay. Norway stand up. Ståle Sandbæk with the full pull when he needs it most.
Hey, judges, it's not too late. I just wanted to throw my name in the hat.
Put me in the conversation there. Kind of does a 180, 270 onto that C-rail, rainbow rail. I don't know if you wanted to do that exactly. And the backside 270, 270 out here. I want to take a look at this final jump here. No, it was a back 12. I said back 16, and I apologize.
Well, you thought he was going to go for it.
I thought he was going to go 16. It's sometimes hard with the follow cam when you're right there, so forgive me. But a backside 1260 at the end. Yeah, and math. I'm not. Give me a second.
So here's Marcus Cleveland, sitting in 8th place, still looking for that signature Marcus run. He's won this event twice before, but it's going to need something huge right here, right now.
I love that 50-50 over 270, pulls it back, sets himself up switch for this 3rd and final rail. Cab 2 in, 2 out. Off the toes. Oh, that was really flippy. Okay, so back 16.
Style into the backside.
Yeah. Sets him up for this cab 18. Went way too big last time. Note the speed check right there. Smart. Get going. Okay.
Marcus Cleveland stomping the yard on his final run.
That was wild. So our cab 18 predictions from Marcus Cleveland have come to fruition. There's a good look at that 50-50 front over 2. Pulls it back here. Backside 1620. Doesn't really dip it a lot. Keeps it flat. Puts some switch stance for the landing and sets him up for this. The cab 18. Look at the patience on that. If you have ever spun cab off a jump, you know it's very difficult to stay patient, to not go a little bit early. But Marcus Cleveland holds the grab almost the entirety of this 1800.
Perseverance. Not enough pop, then too much pop.
Correct.
Then just that right amount.
Good luck, judges.
Does this beat Mark McMorris? He does have a 16 to an 18. Yes, it does.
We have a new leader. Marcus Cleveland taking over first place.
We weren't just talking. Anything can happen. It is men's slopestyle final. 4th and final run. This is where the magic happens, Brando.
And Marcus, everything always seems so automatic with him. So to see him put the work in and deliver when it mattered most, he's in disbelief. Of course, Mark McMorris and Rene Renacongas still have their final runs to go as well. But here's Sven Torgren.
If you are just joining us or haven't seen the previous run, Sven Torgren took a very hard hit in his first run on the second jump, skipped his second run, came back in his third, and put on a show. Run 4, I think it'll be more of the same. Here's where he went down really hard. That frontside triple 1440, so difficult, so blind. Oh, wow, okay. So Sven Torgren with the front triple 14 into the backside 16 stale grab.
So Sven obviously inspired by what Marcus was just able to put down. He puts down a very clean final run.
The money booter. One of the only, he's driving the line. One of the only snowboarders to do that backside rotation with a stale fish grab. Kind of his signature, if you will.
Certainly one of the most creative jumpers in the field. And Sven Torgren jumping up into the bronze medal spot.
If you get bucked off, get back on the horse. That's what Sven Torgren just did. Wow.
So the guy he just bumped out of medal position is about to drop in now. Rene Renacongas is now on the outside looking in. What can he do to get back into podium position, Craig?
More of the same. He's got the 1620s. He's got the technical rail game. But when it's in the final, perfection is demanded. Switchback 2 keeps going. In runs 1 and 2, he tried to pull that back. Here he does not, setting him up for the switch, double back rodeo, grabbing tail, switch tail, pardon me.
So cool, such a hard rotation into the front side.
Frontside 1440 grabs Mellon, keeps it flat. Needs back 18. Back 19?
Wait, what?
Was that, I need to get a better look at there. We kind of switched camera angles, so I don't know if he did north of a back 18. We'll have to take another look at that. I don't want to call that wrong, because if I think he did what I think he did.
Yeah, Rene was just a shrug emoji. Get in the Jeep. We're going snowboarding.
That was a really good Mean Girls reference, and I don't know if I saw it coming. Here's the switch double backside rodeo, switch tail grab.
Okay, walk me through this, Craig.
Let's take a look at this third and final jump. Takes off left foot forward, 360, 720, 1080, 1440, 1800, 19.
The math checks out. The math checks out.
That is the first time we have ever seen that at the X Games. That is a lot of rotation. I'm going to tell you that for free.
Unreal from Rene Renekongas, but it will keep him in 4th place. So there's Marcus Cleveland, our current leader. He still has to wait. Well, Silverthorne resident Red Gerard is up next, but first, let's get to know him a little better.
It's been an awesome start to the season. Been super happy with it. We had a really fun 2 months in the early season over in Europe, which was just a blast. Training with the US team and some of my best friends, we were all just feeding off each other. It really brought me back to like having a blast snowboarding and really finding that love for it again. And then coming into the competition season, it just kind of all started to link together. The momentum definitely starts to carry over, and you know, you start to figure out what kind of snowboarder you are and how you like to ride and all that. So I try to go into every contest just landing runs, and then after that, you know, it's not really up to me. Definitely like to link the 16-16 combo. It'd be quite awesome. I've always wanted to do that in competitions. It'd be fun to do it at X Games, you know, where everyone's watching in Aspen, and cool to do that right before the Olympics as well.
So Red Gerard's had a great season, and he would love to cap things off here with a potential X Games medal, but he's sitting in 9th place.
His previous run to this, he landed some absolutely heater tricks. I think that the judges took a little bit away from him. He kind of knuckled a little bit on the last jump, came off the rails a tiny little bit early, so there was definitely some things he could clean up. We'll see if he does that here. Switchback 2, that was perfect. You can't do it better than that. Switchback 2, pull back. Frontside 1440.
So frontside 14 to start seeing things off. Into
backside 1620.
16.
Okay.
So 14 to 16. One more jump here for Red.
Switchback 16. Yes!
Yep.
Now that was well executed.
Now.
Okay, get the Jeep.
Obviously Red is climbing.
Yes, he has to. How high does he climb?
Where does he go?
There's that back 16 triple dip. Here's a look at the switch back 16. Let's also wrap our head around how wild it is that we're calling 16 triples into a 16. Like, you need a 14, 16, 16 at least if you want to be in the conversation.
So there you see Red and our current leader.
He's getting out of 9.
Just outside of podium position. Red having to settle for 4th place. So here's Mons Roysland. Gotta put it together, Craig. Right here, right now.
Switch hard way back to 2 out. Comes off maybe a foot early. Cleans it up on rail 2. He struggled with the second jump all day long. A little bit of sketch landing on that, but there it is. He switched up his grab there. That is what we're used to seeing him do on that switch backside rotation. And a frontside 1440, so a couple bobbles, but a full pull nonetheless.
That's a morale booster though, isn't it?
You can see in his body language, he knows, hey, there was things that I could have done better on this run, but still stoked when you land a run. I mean, a switchback 16. That's a big trick.
Self-discovery matters, even in a contest.
Switchback 16 into this frontside 1440.
So Mons saving his best for last, really good to see. And that's typical of Mons Roysland, that run right there, even though he does have things to clean up.
And you can see him there, he kind of shook his head.
He does move up one spot. not seeing him on the podium. So now, this is that spot. This is where Marcus Cleveland really is getting nervous. The guy he just bumped out of the top spot. The most decorated athlete in this field. And oh, by the way, partner, he's guaranteed at least a medal in this, so he reclaims the all-time Winter X medal lead, but he sure would like to end up with the gold, wouldn't he?
One thing in the windshield right now, and that's to get to the bottom cleanly. Switchback 270, puts it right between the feet. Solid up top. Switchback triple. Yep, so well done.
Nice and clean. Coming into the next jump with the frontside triple.
Frontside triple. Does he go back 16 triple or does he go back quad? Back 16, perfect.
You can't do it any better.
Can't do it any better. He's already pulled over. He can't pull over any further. That was so well done from Mark McMorris.
That was so smooth, Craig. Take another look.
Here's jump 2, frontside triple, 1440. Here's that third and final jump. See how he grabs Indy? That's the backhand, a little bit more difficult than that front hand grab, the wheedle grab, if you will. Eyes on the landing, takes it to blind. Yeah, watch where his head at it. I love these slow-mos. Staring at the landing the entirety of that last flip, right until he has to take it to 1620.
Does that bump him back up into that crown position? It does! Mark McMorris reclaims that gold medal spot!
Whispers of 2019. A come from behind first place run.
Wow. Now we can't obviously crown him quite yet because our defending gold medalist, Dusty Henriksen, will be the last rider to drop in. But what a run from Mark McMorris. Can Dusty Henriksen jump up into the podium?
He can jump up into the fashion conversation because he's just straight up wearing a t-shirt. To be honest with you, it's not that warm out today, but he's got a lot of adrenaline. He's got a lot of steez on that frontside 2 pull. Switch backside 1260, loses it, and with that, Brando, with that,
Mark McMorris will be earning his 10th career X Games gold medal. A look at our podium, Mark McMorris on his final attempt, able to overthrow Marcus Cleveland and take the top spot, and Sven Torgren getting back and earning a bronze. Let's pass it down to DC, who's with the champ.
Yeah, thank you guys. Mark McMorris, we missed you last year, buddy. After having to sit out and watch from home, you came out, you just got your 6th slopestyle gold medal, 21st X Games medal. I mean, this is an amazing moment, man. What does this mean to you?
Oh, dream come true type thing right here. You know, sitting on the couch last year watching from home definitely made me miss this whole vibe. And then obviously to have the crowd here, what a treat. And man, that is the best level of riding I've ever seen in a slopestyle event. And to be in there still over a decade later is pretty exciting.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Unstoppable, Mark McMorris.
There's a reason they call him the closer, folks. You bring him in if you want to strike out, and that's what Mark McMorris just did, a come-from-behind win. You can't write this stuff, Brando.
He passes Shaun White for the most men's slopestyle snowboard gold medals of all time. He simply put is the king. Congratulations to Mark McMorris. Make sure you stick with us. Coming up next is the